is the Wall Street. This is the Wall Street Beat Show, SICKDOE and crypto. And if you didn't know, now you know, bitches. There's Wall Street, I don't know. It's SICKDOE and crypto, don't flip, yo. There's Wall Street, I don't know. It's SICKDOE and crypto, don't flip, yo. Pause, I'm back. Nigga, SICKDOE and crypto. We got these indicators. Don't be a hater or a hoe. I gotta let you know we're making SICKDOE and crypto. Hit the like and subscribe. We're going on the run. I get excited when I buy crypto. I said I get excited when I buy crypto. You gotta keep your emotions. I said I get excited when I buy. It's time to settle the score. You don't want to trade crypto no more. If you don't understand that emotion, will take you to another place, and now you'll chase the red candle, can't stand you.
Wall Street.
It's SICKDOE and crypto, don't flip, yo.
What is going on? Wall Street Pete, SICKDOE in crypto. It's been a hell of a couple days. Let's be real. This is Wall Street Pete, SICKDOE in crypto. You hit the like, you hit the subscribe. We come to you with news. We come to you with live TA. And I have a special date here. Wearing this hat, getting a little cheerful, and let's talk a little bit about what this title's about, what this channel, what we have in store for you. If you've noticed, we've been talking about the weekly a little bit. The weekly is very important, so please hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'd love to get this channel to 100 likes one day. It seems to be a very, very difficult thing to do on this channel. Do pay attention to the relative strength index chart. As we are going through here, if you pay attention, definitely to mention. And I want to make sure we're live here. It seems like everyone is, it is going to be okay. And I'm hoping that this is working out. I'm trying to make sure that the live is actually running smooth. So please make sure everybody can hear me well and everything's going well here. We're looking at the relative strength index as I'm continuing to perform here. If you notice, since the date, somewhere along the 2018 of December, I was telling you about this time, we started getting this movement. Well, there's something to see here. It's that same movement. And a lot of people are starting to lose track here, starting to not understand what we're dealing with. So please understand that it's only a matter of time before we get here. We're really behind right now. There is a huge delay. So that's what's going on. Okay. So now, without further ado, I want people to understand there's a big problem with YouTube, by the way. YouTube is having problems with their alerts again. So if you could just go over on your alert real quick. I just want everyone to understand, if you can go on your alert, hit the bell button. I love the shirt I'm wearing. Most likely to be on the naughty list. Well, guess what, Bitcoin? You're on the naughty list. So Bitcoin's on the naughty list. Definitely got a problem with Bitcoin, but it's going to be all right, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be all right. As Mr. Sellner says, Wally gave me a tip and told me, don't worry, we're going to feed the whales. No, we're not going to feed the whales. We know better on this channel than to do that. So if you've not sold out by now and taken your profits, most likely you're not going to be able to do that unless you're going to FOMO out and hurt everyone and feed the whales. That's what we don't do. So here we are with this channel. Without further ado, I wanted to talk about a couple things about Cardano. I was doing some research, and what I found was pretty cool. Basically, number 4 is a top 2022 on someone's list. Well, guess what? Cardano is number 1 on my list. That's not a surprise, right? Cardano holds a lot of potential to explode in value going into 2022. It has just integrated smart contracts on its platform. This success has a lot to do with the ERC 20 standard and the fact that over the years there has been an explosion in the number of projects building on top of this project. Cardano has the same prospects going forward as projects start building on top of this blockchain. The demand for ADA will go up and its price potential. So understand, while Ethereum is already the dominant platform blockchain in the market today, Cardano is technically superior, and this could play in its favor. So understand there's 3 generations, and that's what I was excited about right here. Cardano falls what is under the 3rd generation blockchains. Bitcoin is the 1st generation. Ethereum is the 2nd. And obviously the key difference between these generations is the ability to scale. And of course, as we keep going, you'll learn more and more. There can handle about a dozen transactions per second on the Ethereum. We know about the high fees. Well, Cardano can handle over 200. So Cardano is able to achieve this without compromising on security or decentralization, all thanks to the Ouroboros proof of stake algorithm. So understand that things are happening. I'm really excited. We talked about the Cardano successfully launches testnet that will bring Ethereum tokens into its ecosystem. So if you just understood what we just went over there, and now you're listening and understand what we're talking about right here, you're going to be able to convert ERC20s over to Cardano, vice versa, and now they're talking about future coins in the future, being able to do it with other tokens besides Cardano. So please understand what a big deal this is. I do have to admit, the market looks like dog crap. We are down 8%, 2.13%, no longer fighting to get to 1 trillion on the Bitcoin price. Very, very devastating, down 8% in this week. It is what it is. So let's get into the charts. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening. The 46.5 price, as I've been mentioning times and over again here. If you pay attention, the weekly really is strong with this. So definitely pay attention to where my line is. Pay attention to the support and the resistance that we really do seem to establish at a really hard rate here. There's a lot of times through the weeks that we found, and as you can see, we just keep finding ourselves in this picture, and this is Bitcoin, Big Daddy, if you wanted to know, the first generation. So if you want to talk about first generation to someone, you now could say, what does he mean? Well, let's pay attention and break it down a little more further, because I'm going to break down the date on when this is all going to stop. And I think that's a big time frame. I think it's a big deal for people to hear when's a big stop. What's going on, Tommy? What's up? The viral videos, what's up? We got Mia in here. What's going on? Jasmine, you want to talk about? But pay attention to the weekly. All seriousness, we have to really, really, really pay attention. We talk about higher lows. And now this is a higher low, right? It's a low, but it's higher. Higher low, right? The low point is higher than the last previous low. It's a big deal. So if you understand how we can completely keep doing that and how that can be established into play, I think we're looking pretty good. This is what I see here. And if I'm looking at this chart, this is an inverted head and shoulders pattern on Bitcoin, excuse me. Okay, I wanted to do Cardano, but we're not going to. So if you look into here, this is probably my shoulder. This is either forming the shoulder here and going to create my head or, right? We got to get some TA up here. We got to really see what's going on, because like I told you, if you paid attention, definitely to mention, we do need to keep the RSI level on the weekly way below and before the 41. It's a big deal right now. And if you do see it in the bigger picture, what I'm talking about, the trend is your friend, then you'll understand. Believe it or not, we're actually in a decent spot right now. So if you do understand that and you do really put that into consideration right now, as you do see at this corner price, Bitcoin could potentially fall down to the 43. I do believe that there's a chance. Now, a lot of people say it's definitely happening. I can't really tell you if that's coming definitely or not. That would definitely start breaking a little bit of what we were just preaching. It would break a little bit about it. It would definitely do that. This is the weekly. That would be strong. But I'm going to break it in right now and tell you what's happening. There's enough of keeping you, leading you on into this. This is the week of the 13th. It just started this week, okay? December 13th, we're having a horrible downfall. If you pay attention now to the date where we were at 69,000, and if you do see, and Luke brought this up in the Wolves of Wall Street chat, and Luke, thank you so much. I do appreciate the thought about this, because this does come down to the Fibonacci sequence. If I were to get a breakdown of 50%, I want to know where the 50% is going to take me. That's kind of scary. If we did a 50% pullback correction, which is pretty much where we would be at this point in time, you'd be seeing about 34,000. So a lot of people don't understand to break this trend line, we're going to have to break through the 43. And then once we do that, it's going to be all hell breaks loose from here. So a lot of people don't know that that is a possibility. It's scary as AF. Am I saying it's coming? No, I'm not saying it's coming, so please relax. If I knew that was coming, I would have already sold. And if you check my Instagram out, wallst.pete, you'll already know we sold our Ethereum at 4,700. It was a big-ass announcement. I'm selling my Ethereum at 4,700. If you want to look back last month, 3 weeks ago, you can go look it up. It's all time-stamped. We got rid of our Ethereum at 4,700. We bought a little bit more back end. We sold back. We're making SICKDOE in crypto. I'm not a financial advisor, but I am the man who does like to wear the visor. Let's talk about a little Fibonacci sequence. We haven't done that in a while. Currently, right now, if I were to do the weekly, and I haven't done this in a while, this would take us into the new year. So this is exactly what you want to hear about. When is Bitcoin going to stop falling, right? That's the biggest question. That's the biggest answer we're looking for, that is exactly what we're talking about right here. There's a big deal. And this is a big deal. It's amazing how I pull the Fibonacci out. And as soon as I pull the Fib out, you start getting to prices and ranges that I was really just about to get to. Kind of concerning right now. 39,000, and right about here, that is absolutely what I was just talking about. So the dead fish, the absolutely hot pink stink, we're going to call it something funny here. That's the absolutely dead bottom there, 35.7. I do not believe we'll see anything below that price. So I don't think ever again. You know how people say stupid stuff. Oh, Bitcoin's going back to 17K, 12K. People do that all the time. I can't stand it. I believe, in all honesty, Bitcoin can retrace back to that price. Right now, looking pretty bullish. Like I said, 43.6 is giving us something here, giving us something to look at and talk about here. Fibonacci sequences, I got the 61.8 pullback. So if I do get the 61.8 pullback, it would be 44.7. So I am looking at that right now at that price. That would be a 44.7 price. It would be a 61% pullback. So that's a typical move. And the other one is a 50%. And we already had support at 50%. And as you see, we flirted around with that price at 50%. Pullback, correction, whatever you may want to call it, at the 48.7, 48.6, 48.8, it doesn't matter. It's all cents and dollars. There was some type of support there, but the FOMO was real. It couldn't keep up. So what's happening right now, the manipulation is kind of real. If you do see the pattern, and it's a real shit pattern on the weekly, I don't like it. The shoulder of the head, excuse my French, but here it is coming in with the shoulder here. This is where you're getting your 43 and your fall. You're getting the rest of the second, the right shoulder. So the left shoulder on the weekly, the head, and then there you go, your right shoulder. So your right shoulder is what's really effing us up right now. We're creating the right shoulder smally in here. So if you really understand, and now you're maybe getting a little point of what I'm saying, and I'm sure you do, because I know a lot of people, yeah, as soon as I get the thumbs up, I love it. We're behind right now. It's unfortunate. But there is a shoulder coming in here and belonging somewhere on this trend line. I do believe we can find out and get confirmations once we break through the 48 to the upside on there, if you see. So what do we really need to do is get to the golden pocket. Where's the golden pocket? Well, my golden pocket is right in here, and I want to zoom in to be able to check it out exactly, and I'm sorry that I'm doing this to many people. It is 52.69. I couldn't get the price out, and I'm really sorry about that. In order for us, and obviously it's almost like some people get mad at me because they're like, common sense, Pete. If we get to this price, obviously, 52.7, there will be a resistance level at this price when we are becoming bullish. It's not a confirmation, obviously, but it is a point in time where we will start coming back. When do I expect to receive or achieve these prices? I do believe once we get this shoulder pattern here, we will finally evolve and create this inverted head and shoulders. Could take us down to the 44, 43, as I explained to you, perhaps even one of these levels. Pay attention definitely to mention, as I told you, the scariest scenario. I don't believe we do retrace that far, but do know that 44.7 is a big deal. Do understand what's happening here. As I've been talking about 46.5 for a while on my channel. The last like 5 Bitcoins ago, maybe like 3 channels ago, we definitely said it. So it's timestamp. Check it out. Definitely pay attention. Definitely mention this is a big deal. This is Bitcoin. Understand what's happening. I don't see much volume kicking in currently at the time frame. It's kind of low. It's kind of mellow, which is usually a good sign. So if you see this sideways boring action, that's kind of actually bullish. Pay attention definitely to mention, as I said, the trend is your friend. This is the weekly, and even if you go back just to March 16th of 2020, you see it's still in an upward trend. It may come down and up, but if you notice, our higher low relative strength index chart, we're still receiving a higher low. So the low here is higher every time. The strength is getting bigger. You will see a pump and something come, and you will see it just keep doing that, as the trend has said is your friend. So look for it to continue until we do break that upward trend. We'll be talking about that someday. So where do you think the ETH will bottom? Well, there's a good chance that Ethereum already bottomed. If I were to do this, obviously we have to start over. Look at what Ethereum's doing on the weekly, and I know it's hard to pay attention to such a weekly candle as we just created a new one. It's doing the same kind of thing, of course, and if anybody knew what time did, obviously during the time frame, if you got in the beginning of this year, you understand you could have bought Ethereum at 796. You could have bought it at 900 like I do. Magician Beats, one on the streets, what up? So, Amy, if you're looking here, as everything's delayed, it's like 10 minutes delayed. I don't know what the hell's going on. I can't wait to get my new internet. 6 days on here for Ethereum. And if you do see here a big retracement here, Fibonacci sequence on the weekly. And if I did it for this, and if I were to tell you where's the golden pocket for us to really be excited and get back in to where we really would start seeing some positive. Well, you want resistance, but you want to also be back up at these prices. 4,041. That's something that we're going to have to really wait for. It's obviously not there yet. It's been retracing. It's coming down. And if you see here from this last pullback, and that's not correct, excuse me. Oh, no, it is correct. During this weekly, I have to do this because this is more of a short term. If I went down any lower, it would be more of a less accurate time frame, and I want this to be a little more accurate here for the short term coming. So what I'm seeing here right now, perhaps because this is what you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, even though you get your retracers on the weekly, this was a long time spent. And if I did this right now, we would probably have to play out all the way until March, and you'd be doing prices on the weekly until we got to March. So you would see how it plans out all the way to February 7th. It would probably take for us to get back to here. I don't believe with all the bullish news and everything that's been going on, this is our last solid support frame, and we're going to talk about the prices from here into that time frame of September. So we're not going to go too far back, but if I do that, like I said, pay attention. This seems to be a very important confirmation level. Once we start breaking above the 40.41 of Ethereum, I do believe that we do get this beautiful thing called an upward W. And do understand it scares the living bejesus out of me. But as we seem to be continuing to stay right above this price of the 3,500, now create a new higher low, 36.90. I hope we're done. So if you do want to get your answer, that's truthfully where I'm at. I want to obviously come down, get a better time frame, and see what is happening as I skip to the forwardly. But if I do notice here, I am starting to get what we do call on my channel, and I do call this on my channel, quite frankly, all the time, a falling wedge. And what is a falling wedge on my channel? As I do love to say very much, it's a very bullish pattern. And as you can see, the up and downward movement in this falling wedge is getting smaller and smaller. So what's happening now, as you can see in the chart, as you can see here, it's pretty clear to me. I don't know if it's clear to you, but this is a very bullish pattern, and this is actually really awesome. It's looking to break out. So after some time here, and it's funny, but here it is, the 18th. Here it is right on the bottom of your screen. The 18th or the 24th. So I'm going to leave you with this, and then we're going to go. It was a 20-minute video. I'm really glad to be able to do 20 minutes. Maybe do a little Cardano more about it, but understand, this is the price prediction of when. This is the time frame and a price prediction. December 18th and through, and may I say and through, Christmas Eve, and it just so happens to be Christmas Eve. Do not ask me why Christmas Eve is involved with the time frame, but for whatever reason, Christmas Eve, this is when we change. Reversal. This will be a reverse. I don't want to put too much reverse. We'll just leave it there. There will be a reversal coming. I don't want to put long words here, and I don't have huge sentences across, but I want you to understand there will be a reversal coming. Very important for you to get that, and that's my time frame. So I want to say the chances of the 24th is a lot higher, being that we're taking such a beating since the time frame of the 69,000 of the Bitcoin. And you can see, obviously, this is Ethereum, but when Bitcoin was at 69,000, you could follow the trend. You could see where we were up there, and we were trading those prices, and it'll follow very, very similar. So that's what they do. Obviously, I wanted to talk a little bit about Cardano. Cardano's going to have some problems at the 237 and the 245 level. So do understand, we're nowhere near there. Couldn't you believe, and couldn't you be so happy to get there? It's going to take a long time. As you can see, it's doing the same kind of thing. Cardano is doing the same kind of thing 4 hourly, but it's not precisely here. If I do look at it from this moment, and I do show you from here, what we are getting right about here is not a falling wedge, which is scaring the living bejesus out of me here. What I see is a descending triangle pattern. So do pay attention to that. We may be forming some support. That is a good sign. But currently right now, in order for me to see a breakout, we need a little bit more, confirmation. So I'm concerned about Cardano right now. This is something that I'm not really too happy about. I do see maybe another fall coming, but if we are to continue to go up and Cardano continue to get some actual positivity news here, we need to actually start having this RSI level coming up and down towards an ascending move. This is a descending fall. Doesn't look much of a falling wedge at this current time. If you pay attention to the heads and the peaks here, we're only getting a very, very little bit. So the falling wedge is really not coming into play. I'm kind of getting a little concerned, and I want to make sure that I do see this happen here. That's got to continue. What we have to see to get a confirmation, well, we need to break this resistance/support at 148. So if anybody is holding Cardano, and you might be because you've been following Wall Street Pete, there's been some really big bullish news happening. Pay attention to that level there. We have to establish a 4-hourly above the 148, 150 breakthrough. So that's about it for tonight. Wall Street Pete, SICKDOE in crypto. Gentlemen used to work on the New York Mercantile Exchange. Don't want to keep it any more boring for you, but this is the place I love. This is the home I was at. Worked on the New York Mercantile Exchange and been there for almost a decade. So very special place to me, very special home. I do count that as credentials. Traded, in the natural gas pit. Was a very big helper doing margin calls. We had such a great time, profit, loss. I learned so much. So that market was crazy. The market wants to make everybody barf. Let's be real. It's the Christmas time, and you know what it is? A lot of people are spending their money. Did you notice about the news today about Shiba Inu? You can now buy Shiba Inu and spend it now at Nordstrom. You can now spend it at, it's a joke. I mean, it's starting to become a joke. GameStop, Lowe's, Petco, Bed Bath & Beyond, Ulta Beauty. I mean, it's just a couple of them, and it's getting a little ridiculous. So if you don't see the difference of all the bullish news not matching up the volume and not matching up all of the logics and everything we're going over, and if you don't see that this is manipulation, you're very new in the crypto market. I understand. We've all been there. So just hang tight. This is the Wall Street Pete, SICKDOE and Crypto Show. It's a real man. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Just a gentleman who wants to help people out and help understand crypto and why this is so volatile. When we do get to 250,000 Bitcoin, and I say when we get to 250,000 Bitcoin, it will be stable. It will have a much more stable than it usually has. So get ready for it. It's going to be volatile no matter what. But if you want to see a tiny bit more of stability, we got to get to 250. We got to see what it can do. So I'm just letting everybody know. If you think crypto is a hope and a dream, well, you're about to find out what crypto really is. The government wouldn't be having these meetings. They wouldn't be having court sessions and all this crypto talk about regulating and going through everything they're going through. So if you're really new to crypto, it's okay. You're going to learn a lot. Just read a lot. Michael Saylor, one guy I would watch. I paid attention to what Mark Cuban was doing. I paid attention to Elon Musk's dumb tweets. You have to do a couple of those things. And Tommy, people like you that are new, if you want to learn more, go to my top 5 ways to accumulate more Bitcoin. It's a video I did back 3 months ago. Check it out. It may help you. It may not. I believe that it will. So please, when you get a chance, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it to a friend. YouTube is having a big problem with its notifications and all of its comments. So if I don't get to you, it's because I'm not getting your comments. We're having a lot of problems in the YouTube world. I guess it's getting so big with the crypto world. I think YouTube is growing with crypto. So understand all that. Understand the big world. When you watch a UFC boxing fight, MMA, and you see all this stuff, and then you wind up seeing Crypto.com on somebody's shirt, understand this is not making up. This is not matching the prices that we're getting. There are big whales in this that are getting together and trying to make your Christmas miserable. So pay attention to December 18th. Pay December 24th, 18th through the 24th during Christmas Eve. If you celebrate that time of year, then you're going to understand what I'm talking about. And when I'm right about this one, pay attention definitely to mention. You're going to see some changes. So have a great night. Wall Street Pete, we're out of here. Take care.